For Module 1, I wanted to provide a breakdown of what to expect throughout the week, talk about deadlines and different resources that you should be aware of. So to kick things off, within the Moodle portal, you'll see a link to a personal introduction. I'd love for everyone, just to say, hey, this is who I am. This is what I'm looking forward to in the program. You don't get any points for this, but just nice way to get to know each other. Once we kick off the course, you will have the syllabus to refer back to throughout the duration of the course. And right off the get-go, we're going to be diving into these three areas. We're going to have the individual project, the online assignments, as well as chapter assignments, in some cases, multiple times a week or every week and a half. That pairs with the learning outcomes assigned for each module. And we do have another video breakdown. Highly, highly, highly recommend you check that out after this video. This shows exactly what I'm expecting with each of the assignments that we're going to be talking about. From here, we do have a pre-assessment quiz. Don't use a book for it. If you get a bad score, that's cool. That's whatever. I'm going to wipe that score out, give you full credit anyways, as long as you complete it and give it a good try. And with that, that is due on Friday the 30th. So make sure you complete that ahead of the Halloween weekend. Knock it out even right after you watch this, just to see where you're at in the course. Now, normally, we would have a big blue button meeting on the Monday at 10 a.m. to kick it off. This week, I'm going to send out an email about an alternative time for Tuesday evening. So we will have the option to connect in person, which is where I'll share the presentation, walk through that to kick off the course. We will have our weekly group chat at 10 a.m. So just enter the field right here, engage in the chat, ask questions, let me know where you're at, what concerns you have going in, since you're just starting to dabble your toes in the waters with the project. Specifically for the module, everything in this, other than that pre-assessment, will be due on Wednesday the 4th. For every other module, the assignments will be due on the Sunday identified. So the following Sunday, or in some cases, 2 Sundays after the module opens. Because we're starting on a Tuesday, because it's the first week in the course, because it's Halloween weekend, and because there is an election coming up on the 3rd, I just want you to be able to focus on some of that stuff and figure out what that balance is going to look like in the course. So every single assignment I'm about to show you will be due on the 4th of November. So when we kick it off, we have a quick poll. Want to see where you're at with that, just in basic online participation. For our learning goals for this course, have a link to this as well, but really want you to start getting in that mindset. What's your stance? Apply some critical thinking on different values that go into different societal issues within esports compared to just the gaming element. The try it out activities, you'll have 2 of those. Those relate to what you have read in the text or possibly seen in the presentation that I'll be sharing on Tuesday evening. In addition to the text, every learning outcome has 2 supplemental articles attached. These come into play for the discussion forum, so make sure you read those before you answer the questions, because you won't be able to answer the questions if you don't read the article. So those pair well together. The discussion forums, you'll have 2 of those this and every week. The thing to know is I don't force you to chat with others. I don't force you to, type a response just to have some busy work. It's just I want you to be able to see how others are thinking. If you want to comment, hey, cool perspective. This is awesome. Think about it that way. You can comment whatever you want. The discussion component is a great feature of online courses, just so you get to understand the mindset of your classmates. So with that, we don't force you to respond, but we do want you to present your answers there so your classmates can see how you're going about it. For your chapter assignments, 2 of those each session as well. Those are pretty straightforward. You're identifying key terminology from the class, so that way like there's one word that I want you to look at, or one concept, one phrase. I want you to define it, and I want you to provide an example. Just have to do that for 3 different words. I want you to be able to pick out what you deem to be important in the reading, and then reflecting from there. Going on down, more links to articles as well as other video overviews. And then we kick off the individual project. The individual project has a link with more extensive examples at the very, very, very bottom of the classroom in Moodle. You'll get the breakdown to the rubric, you'll get a breakdown to the project, understanding what the sociological concepts are that you have, that's really your foundation of the paper. But for this week, all we have to do is identify what topic, what issue, what concept you want to work with, and provide an introduction to the paper. I do have another link on that specific to the introduction. Check that out. But that's the first stage of your final project beginning week 1. Kind of crazy, right? And then the final thing for this week, as well as every module, is there is a quiz. If you want to use resources for the quiz, go for it. But with this is a nice way to assess your knowledge. Quizzes are all worth 14 points. They're a mix of short answer, light essay, multiple choice, and true and false. So the quizzes primarily stem from your reading and the presentation, not as much the online articles, but those concepts and outcomes will be blended within. So for this week, everything is due on November 4th at 11:55. I would highly, highly, highly recommend doing 1 or 2 assignments a day. I know you have other classes and life commitments going on, but the first week is figuring out that flow, figuring out that rhythm to complete assignments in a timely manner and get a balance in. If it was me, I know the reading takes a little bit of time. I know discussions take a little bit of time. The try it out activities, the chapter assignments, not a huge time commitment, but will be challenging if you don't read. The quiz, get rid of distractions around you, sit down and focus for that. Figuring out what you want to do for that final project, and then getting those thoughts in to words, that's going to be probably the most time intensive part of module 1. So make sure you start early, get assignments in today. I'll be trying to grade them the day after it's submitted. And then we'll kick off module 2 next Monday. All right. Well, have a good one, and let me know if you have any questions. See ya.